Alright guys, I'm going to go over the two games from last night. You guys did incredibly well. Um, just going to highlight each draft beforehand, just to basically go over why we want to keep expanding our champion pool, because you guys did such a good job of being flexible, and you guys can now feel like the strength of just being able to pick something that's good in multiple lanes, but it's also like a very high tier champion right now. Like this game, for instance, Hecarim and Silas are incredibly good in multiple rules, and then it allows us to pick something scaling really hard like the Kale because they assumed the Hecarim was going to be in the top lane, so it was really easy for us to just get something unbelievably strong like this um, for the draft. So I'll keep putting up stuff. I'll update the notes for this week so we can keep expanding on everything. I still think I know like Peridian didn't like. Let's go to it actually real fast. I know Peridian isn't a big fan of Varus, but Varus is pretty strong right now, and he's very good versus Lucian. He's very good versus specific types of um, team compositions, and his on-hit build is probably the best right now. But the lethality poke one is still really strong as well. So I'll be updating this after I make these VODs today. But these are all still really good champions to learn, to keep practicing, but I may change some of them. Um, I know Morgana isn't a bad champion by any means. She is pretty good, but I like leaving it open because we seem to do really well versus it every time we're in the bottom lane, so it's almost like a bait. So, but I'll update that for sure. So we can keep growing our champion pool, and the new patch is going to come out soon as well. So let's get into the first game. But you guys made very minimal mistakes. Some of them were, like for instance, this game I told everyone to be careful for the level 2 gank, and Dawn had to blow his flash when he's still level 1. Um, and then just when we got kind of stuck in the middle of the game as well. I think it was this game where we could have taken the tier 2 top. No, that was the second game, I think. So we just gotta just keep growing on how we do things. This week I'm really gonna emphasize the level 1 stuff as well. We obviously don't need to because we're going to be better than all, if not almost every team in the league that we're in currently. When we get into the Phoenix ladder one, there's going to be a lot more competition. So being able to have multiple level 1 strats is going to be very important. Um, so just looking at starting items, and we talked about um, just being safe for the wards too, just because we literally our level 1 is terrible besides the bottom lane this game. So Braum, Q, and Shenton is really strong, so if they would have snuck in somewhere, it would have been pretty brutal. I probably should have actually told you guys to ward the Pixel a little earlier just so that they couldn't sneak in, but you guys did a good job getting in position right away too, so this is just, I want to highlight it right away too, because it's something we talk about all the time. Dawn is, you're shoving already at level 1, and we just talked about being safe for the early parts, so you don't have to shove man, just try to keep it neutral. Because this is where the level 2 gank, look, he's already just waiting for you now. So you have to blow your flash by 2 minutes because you're doing the same stuff at level 1 incorrectly, where you just feel like you have to hard shove that first wave. You don't have to do that. Just keep even with whatever your lane opponent is as best you can. So, but now we know where Jarvan is, so it makes Alex safer in the early parts because we can just play safer top. Plus, see, this is a big mistake for them too. This is why we talk about pathing, because if Jarvan was going to go from red buff to mid to top scuttle, Shen should not be trying to push because now he lost one option for the best place to gank early. His absolute best lane to gank early is this lane, and this Shen just fucked everything up. That's what we talk about pathing, so you guys can understand if you have a good matchup where an early gank, if we do have an early ganking jungler, it would just benefit us tremendously. They screwed themselves right there. This guy's out of his mind. Leona isn't something that we normally ban, but literally that guy has like 80% of all of his games played on one champion, so no matter what, if we put him on a different champion, he's going to be worse. So those are the rare instances where we'll actually ban something like Leona, like we did this game. This is a really good job, Dawn, reacting to Central. Really good job by Central waiting out that shield too. And then this is a mistake here though. Look, got the flash, she's in turret range already. Just stop right here. Just absolutely stop. And then since it's going to be stuck, you can Central. Same thing we talk about all the time, guys. It needs to happen. His wave is going to be stuck here. Um, there's no wave coming yet, so we need to just help him shove this now basically so it crashes and resets. So that's what your guys' immediate thought should be. You got flash, he's in turret range. We need to just stop on this. Like you have 27 hit points after the fact, so you probably had like 24, 23, something like that. So it should have just been, hey, help me shove and reset this, and then Central can go back onto the map. Like he already counter jungled once because they were Jarvan showed basically. So now he can just go take care of his Raptors, and he'll be a camp ahead of Jarvan. So remember, always think bigger picture. You guys got first blood. You got summoners out of literally their mid laner. Just reset the wave for them, and then you guys could then, even better, you guys could then reset this wave and then go counter jungle here because Orianna can't fight. This is shoving, so Alex can come down. This is why Central, you need to really use your F keys too. But the first thing is, Dawn, you shouldn't be going in on that. But the communication should be, we need to reset this so it crashes. Because remember, you look at the mirrored wave so you know where the next one is, so we can get it to reset before the next wave. And this is what I was talking about as well. See, your ward's already up, and you guys are already attacking this next wave. You should have already tried to ward before he even basically got his pink down. So you clear this wave, and then now you should be one of you should be going to ward that tri-bush, no matter what. Or you both can go ward one here and then one the deep one, which is great. Or one there and we already, well, that one's gonna expire, so you could do the one in the back here as well if you wanted. So if you guys literally do this ward and this ward, there's no way Jarvan can get to you guys ever, except for through lane, and you're way ahead of the bottom lane, so it's impossible for them to do it. So this is, you guys got to really pay attention when your second wards come up, especially when you're the ones being aggressive. You can come back and get this plate still. Because remember, when we play better teams, this is the kind of shit we can get punished for. And we most likely won't die in this lane, but we can blow our summoners so that they can come back and re-gank us. So this is my point of everything here. As you can see, Dawn, good job of actually teleporting here as well. You guys must have been communicating really well. And we end up getting her flash out of it. So this is a good job of responding, but still need to be thinking about um, when your second wards come up, so you can help. And look at, because of how things transpired, you're down 18 CS right now because the wave got stuck on her side, so she never had to go back really. She just sat here, and now that you TP, she'll shove, and you miss all that experience. So just keep that stuff in mind, Don, because even though you guys got summoners, now you're at a big disadvantage level wise. It's 5 versus 3, and if this you don't get anything out of this teleport, even though it's a really good teleport to help out the bottom lane, because Central's on the other side of the map, you're going to get even further behind because you're going to miss all this right here. So just keep that stuff in mind, guys. But now we know that Jarvan's on the bottom side of the map, so Alex, yeah, you can be more aggressive. And we should already know based on how long Ori stayed that she has to go back as well. So she's going to come back with an extra Amplifying Tome and some extra mana and 2 pink wards. So you should know that you're safe up here, but you're also getting low on mana, so this is something else. Remember, it's okay if you guys reset earlier in the lane, um, because you're in a matchup where you have mana versus energy, so you should get him harassed down lower early in the game in the lane, but he's going to be able to sustain longer. That guy used his W and he didn't have his Q up, so it was a waste. But that's the kind of trade he could do to balance out, since you're low on mana. If he would have Q'd first and then W'd, he would have actually forced you out of lane probably. But that's why it's important you guys learn all the matchups too, so you're very aware of this kind of stuff. This is a good call from you guys to do a gank. This is the one Central was talking about. I forgot that there was a word there, but it was good communication by you guys to try to set up something. But that's why this ward also, we talk about all the time, it's the most underrated ward in the whole game. We need to continue to put this ward here, because no matter what, you'll see Jarvan's pathing unless he comes through Krugs. But you can have a ward here or here and you're still safe. So just keep that in mind. Especially Central and Mystic, you're the ones that will be warding there. And also we need to be talking about like Shen had ultimate and everything like that too. So we get the first one. Alex is able to TP here as well, because he has enough mana now. He just sustained in lane basically, but I'm not sure what the communication was, because he does come, so it's a good job communicating. But anytime that, here I need to look at our vision as well. We're red. Let's go back a little bit, because this is something that's going to come into play in one of our dives as well later in the game. It's either this game or the next game, I can't remember. Your pathing, it's the second game, the Skarner. Peridian died because he exited away from the turret when we had killed their bottom lane and we had like 6 minions on the turret. There's no risk of going down through the turret that way, but if you went through the jungle, we have no vision, easily can die. And this is something too right there, Mystic. Your E is on cooldown, it looked like, but you just did the empowered Q, it looked like, which I know it helped us get a kill, but if you did the empowered shield here, we would have slaughtered them. If you just waited, literally just call it out 2 seconds for shield, and you guys would have slaughtered them. Because I think we trade 3 for 2, if I'm not mistaken. Good ult, Alex. Remember, Don, we can win in other ways too. So since this is already really deep into the fight, I'm sorry to have the, oh yeah. This is something I was mentioning. So we see her right there. Your immediately reaction Central should be running down this way. And you can re-enter the fight. We just need to separate you from Ori because we have Alex coming. So you guys could immediately see this. This is what I wanted to pause for. This is our vision so that we see her immediately here. So you should be exiting this way. And like I said, you can re-enter the fight, especially this is where it's important. Your communication mystic should be, I have like 3 for shield or something like that. So Central knows he can re-enter once your shield's up. So I'm fairly certain you probably still would have died Central, but just thinking of your exit strategy. But this is what I was going back to, Dawn. Once Alex is TPing here, um, I think you can just literally shove this wave and go for plates because it's a lot riskier how late you're coming compared to Ori. Um, that you're going to end up getting nothing, which is what ends up happening. So, because of the timing that you roamed is what I'm saying. So you should have just shoved this and try to get a plate basically, and then reset because you don't have TP, which the guys should know because we already TP'd bot. So just keep that in mind. If you're roaming, if your lane is roaming or teleporting, if you can't match it in time, just try to take advantage in some other way. Get ahead in resources some way. Because Ori could roam down there and not got anything either. She ended up getting a kill, but and I always remember I said when they come back to the lane, note what their items are, so you guys are aware if they hit a big spike or not. This is a good bait by you guys. Sorry, I want to switch the vision back to everyone. You guys get double kill, or yeah, double kill here, because Central hit 6 off of that gank too. Good job, guys. Good job, kind of baiting that to Peridian, being a little out of position. And then we get the early dragon, 8:30-ish. You did not want to land those chains, by the way, because Ori was there. You would have died, most likely. You should know how long her ult time is, and it's up again. Oh, this is a very, very good idea, Dawn, except for we know that Jarvan was just on this side, so you're telegraphing a dive here, so it's going to be 3 versus 2. Because we just saw him clear the ward here about 15-20 seconds ago, so you know he's on the side somewhere still. So I like your idea of wanting to dive because Alex has it in a good spot, and you also, the way that you play this is wrong as well. You should be running towards Alex so he can ult you earlier. So even if Jarvan does ult you, then you'll have a better chance of surviving. Because I'm fairly certain um, your dash can get out of his ult. So the way this, we should know that it's going to be 3 versus 2, so this is not the best setup. And then our spacing is bad because I think we both end up dying. Yeah. So remember, if you just see the jungler on that side, especially he was full hit points, we know he's on this side, so just chill out. Play to the side where we have backup. So you could literally try to shove this wave or just roam wood central and counter jungle get vision. I know you didn't have a ward or anything, but if he did at the time, which he has a pink and the trinket, you guys could take big advantage of now being able to track Jarvan even longer. So just keep that stuff in mind. I like that you were trying to set up a play to dive, but just think about the situation a little more before you do it. And this is a really good job here, because you guys know she doesn't have, I don't think she had flash, or am I wrong? She just used the top lane, so this is a good job by you guys just communicating. And you just good job Central giving Dawn the kill there too, because you're already fed. So really good job both of you there. You guys did so many good things this game. It was a shutdown I think on her too. She was 3-0. And this is a good response by them because they saw you leave towards the bottom lane, so they got the Herald, which is fine. You're clearing a pink ward right now, so they know where you're at now, even more so. And this is a mistake by them. Like, he could have soaked some of this experience up too, but he didn't. He tried to. I don't think you saw him at all, Alex, but he actually recalls in this bush up here. So again, Herald just died, so we know which side of the map the jungler's on. That's something you guys should relay. You don't have to say that Jarvan just did Herald, just say Jarvan is on top side of the map. So you and Alex definitely know or remind each other, so you just play a little safer. And since you're mid lane, you can pinch to the opposite side. Especially since Central was there again. This is why Silas is so good. You can sustain so much, and I think you guys do a dive here mid lane fairly soon. Like right now, it looks like you're setting it up, and I don't remember if it goes well. I don't think it does, because you guys have to remember if she is ult or not. Yeah. Sure. Like I said, anytime we do a make a 2-on-1 play, 3-versus-1, and we trade 1-for-1, it's a loss. It's better for them. The only way it's not is if you get a big shutdown. And you guys are, after this trade, it's perfectly fine if you bait the Jarvan now, because they can't fight you. You still are way stronger than them because of hit points right now. Plus, you guys, as a lane, can dodge Jarvan EQ very simply. Look at our vision right now. Our vision's great. There's the underrated ward, so we know where he's at. Central got deep. I think it's Central's deep pink. We have such a good job, like, just vision everywhere. And remember, if your lane starts becoming where you're pushing like this, Alex, you need to get another pink ward and move it up. I know it feels like you're wasting 75 gold, but you're not. I promise you it's better. That was one of the times where you were too far away from Peridian, so it just became too easy. Mystic. Just remember, mind your spacing. You guys are doing a really good job already. Look at the farm difference. It's actually close, I guess, because of the spoils of war, but you guys are still ahead in levels. No, you're actually even levels. But just remember your spacing. Like, two of his minions about to die, so he needs the last hit him, so you just need to be ready for him. And we should know level 6. I think we get both kills still, but you should just be more aware of that stuff. Yep, we get both. And we get first turret. So immediately, again, we talk about this. Central showing bottom, so mid and top, you guys should be well aware that you may be getting some company. That's exactly what's happening, except for Shin hard ints. So we're in a 1-versus-3 and we get 1-for-1, so that's them fucking up. Shen didn't have to do anything and you're gonna die there, no matter what. You don't have flash. So that's why I always remind you guys, if Central shows bottom, this is gonna be part of the conversation, basically, tree that I'm gonna build for you guys. It's gonna be basically Central saying showing bot, so you guys then register opposite side of the map just to chill out. So you pushed your minions to the turret, you could have just backed up and recalled too, just to be safe. It's another time, like I was mentioning, we don't have to dive there. She has to leave now, so there's no point. So we're just giving up map pressure. Once you chunk her that low, and how strong Peridian is right now as well, and you're pretty strong as well, like, she has to leave. We get that turret. But we trade 1 for 1 in the kills, and they only get 1 turret, and we get 1 turret with Herald. Excuse me, them having Herald, so. But this is the game you guys made. Like, one of my favorite plays you guys have made is where you kind of bait at this the Infernal. I don't know if it's this Infernal or the next Infernal, I'm sorry. And you guys basically go hard on them mid lane and you end up getting the inhibitor off of it because it was smart um, shot calling and macro. Because you guys knew with the Kayle lot you could just do whatever you wanted basically. Karma Kayle Hecarim is so fun too. As a like trio. And this is another time where we really need to talk about. I'm not in your conversation, so I don't know what happened. Just be like, remember Shen ult's there, so um, we needed Dawn to be there sooner, basically, or Alex TPing sooner, because I'm pretty sure you guys get out of this, but it should just be talked about more, because we're gonna be 4 versus 3, so we need our fourth person to be there right like as soon as we're starting the play. So Alex's TP or Dawn already on his way up, a lot closer. But it was a 1 for 0 trade still. But I'm just so it can be cleaner for you guys. Yeah, this play too. You have to remember, try to keep track of where they may be, and that's their strongest player. So again, if you just waited for Dawn to get there, then it's easy for you guys to go because you're 3 versus 2. But instead, you guys are doing it ahead of time and just being out of sync. Good job. So now you guys are resetting because Dragon's up in a minute. It's good. You guys aren't hesitating. Because we need to get the vision control back and see how they're. This is the problem. They're not resetting and Dragon's coming up, so they're going to be low. They may have gold that they need to spend. They don't have gold to spend, but they should be resetting. They have enough time to go buy and get back full hit points before Dragon. So this is the Dragon where we make like one of the better plays we've made as a team. Getting mid priority with the wave Peridian, which is nice. We already have bottom pushed really far. Dawn's top, which is smart because he has TP. Here it is. And we have the Shen ult as well, that's correct. So those really, really well done by you guys here. Shen doesn't even have his ult yet. This is really smart. Look at that, 20 minute inhibitor, because you guys fucking outsmarted him so fucking much. You denied the shit out of him, like all game. You guys did so well. Good at 20 minutes, we got an inhibitor down and we're almost up. We're up like 8.3k. So good. This is the dive I was talking about. You should have absolutely known that they had ult because he didn't use it in that last little fight where we got inhibitor too. I know you didn't die, but you easily could have died there. But this is, look, we just forced them up here too. Like, these guys should not be going this hard. Look at their base. Like, they're fucking crazy. Because now all you have to do is try to stall them from going back. Because their base is getting wrecked. And we have Alex on the tier 2 bottom, which he's just going to get for free. He already has Trinity and almost Rapid Fire. So, um, you guys could have got that top turret first because you can push them in further. Because look how low the turret is too. So you're again creating more pressure on the map just by having the minions shove on them, because even if they come and you guys peel off, they're losing all that experience and they're really far behind right now. So just remember, you could have taken um, that turret top first. The minions ended up getting it, but it just would have been different order. Damn, Silas is so gross. Those shields. Good job, Don. Good job, everyone there. But you guys immediately should have reset here, though, because Oriana is really strong, and you don't have. Uh, you're gonna be able to get. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is where you get 2 turrets. Don't listen to me. She doesn't have ult. I thought she had ult. So this is really good by you. And then immediately get the fuck out of there. I don't know why I thought she still had ult. And now the macro should be really easy for you guys, because you can do anything. But at this point, since we're so far ahead, it should be Alex shoving mid and then rotating to you guys at Baron, because they won't be able to contest you at Baron then because of their base. Because if any of them literally, if like 4 of them come to contest this, Alex can just run it down mid. So this scenario, you should be mid lane, Alex, after we reset. You can do the bot lane management, which you're doing, which is perfect, but after you should be mid lane. Because it just guarantees us the Baron, is all it does. This is the time I was talking to you about where you died, because you're so fast, you're so far ahead of everyone. I just had to chill out. And again, being balanced, Alex is way down bottom, so we're 4 versus 5. Without, he has TP, but it's still you're way too far ahead for it to even work. Easy dragon. You have good wave management top and bottom right now. So this should, again, Alex should be here with you guys, and you can, he could be shoving mid because the inhibitor's back up. But then they can't basically come to us because you have both waves shoving again, and they're gonna lose out on so much just by you guys stalling them. And they force on us, which is crazy. And I'm pretty sure we just went off this fight. Nice ult central. Yep, we just went off this. Yep, so it's just like, I know you want to be in the side lane whenever we have big advantage, but to make stuff simpler, you basically, especially when you're on a carry like this, where you're late game scaling super hard, Alex, if you just go to the mid lane and shove it in, even like just say the turret's still there, it doesn't matter. If you're the one shoving this in and then rotating to us at Baron, it makes it a lot harder for them to respond. Just don't go far up the lane because you can get collapsed on really easily. But like in this scenario, it would have been unbelievably beneficial, because if they send 4 people to stop us Baron, no one can beat you one on one basically, except for maybe Oriana. But I still think you would beat her because of your ult if you got a good ult off. So then you could be on their Nexus, and then we could just stall them coming back basically, and we win the game off of that. So that's when we talk about making stuff a little easier. Like your positioning, if we're going for Baron, should be closer to them. Um, Unless, like, say you're on something like your Aurelia or whatever, where your your spike as a champion is sooner than Kale's, then you can be split because then we can just stall and they can't. They'll have to send like a second person to go down and deal with you. So, um, but overall, you guys did so many good things that game. I mean, you do so many good things the second game, but we have a little lull period in the second game we'll go over.